Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here. Welcome to episode 85 of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We are doing a challenge today. As I stated last time, we are tackling the hosts. Challenge number 18 here. Getting on up there in those challenges. We're over the, actually I think after this one we'll be over the halfway mark. ZGJ8 LRXE. I'm actually going to turn down the volume in my ears. I can hardly hear myself talk. So we start this challenge with Spider Baby, the Mulligan, and the Tick, which is an interesting combination. I don't fully remember the extent of this challenge, but I guess what you see is kind of what you get here. It doesn't seem that bad. The Mulligan is actually an exceptional item, so hopefully we'll be able to tackle this one without too much issue. Spider Baby, I never even fully remember what it does. I think it's like when we get hit, we have a chance to spawn an attack spider. I believe that's the general ramifications of that. Nice payout there. And basically, yeah, it's just kind of gotta get to Mom, beat her. Same old song and dance as many other challenges. No item rooms, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, this is one of the more one of the challenges that's more designed around a certain theme than it is designed to be difficult necessarily. But I think honestly, like compared to some of the other challenges, this might be one of the more difficult ones as well. Just because the items that we're given are not stellar, like in Computer Savvy. And we also don't get any item rooms, so we could find ourselves in a bit of a dire situation if we're not lucky enough here. Starting off by fighting Blue Famine, I think, is a good start because he'll give us a Spirit Heart for the next floor, as well as a Cube Meter Ball of Bandages to. He gave us 2 Spirit Hearts actually, which is a better payout than I could usually expect. Help insulate our deal with the Devil chances here. I'm gonna go ahead and also use the World card and make hay while the sun shines, as I say probably far too often in these videos, but I mean, is that a phrase that really even makes sense? I need to think about that one for a little bit. Make hay while the sun shines. I imagine that's something that was popularized by farmers who grow hay, and it's like, well, while the sun's shining, you gotta work as hard as you can, right, to make the most of the sun while it's here, because it's not going to be around forever. Both in the sense that it'll set eventually and the day will be over, and also in the sense that in 5 billion years the sun will swell to such a size that it engulfs the Earth, and then that's kind of it for us, isn't it? Unless we've gone and colonized like the Trappist system or something. Who knows? All right, I think I'm actually gonna head back really quick and check out the secret room over here. This is actually the first video I'm recording, by the way, since the first booster pack was added to Afterbirth Plus. Oh god. Well, I can't really access that right now, but if I can, then I will not be opposed to getting that. So if I can get some means of flight for my deal with the devil or something, or if I fight like the Headless Horseman here and get the pony, then we'll probably be going for that, because it's just interesting. Yeah, but this is the first one I'm recording since the initial booster pack came out. I'm going to probably go over the actual items that were added to the booster pack in greater detail in the next video, just because we're more likely to have it affect our run in some appreciable capacity in the next run, because we'll be doing a normal run where we actually have access to item rooms, and I think things are more likely to show up. We might still see some of the stuff they added in on this run, depending on what item pools have been changed. I don't fully know the extent of it. I believe there have been some shop items added, though, so we'll see about that. I suppose if we get enough money on this run, we might be able to make that work. This is not the first run I've done, by the way, since the booster pack came out. It's just the first one I've recorded. I've done some on my own, just like namely 2, and I've run into a couple of the new items. It's mostly new items that have been added, as well as a couple new features, I think. One new feature I can actually show off, I guess, is that in the options here, I think there is now a charge bars here option, yeah, so I guess I'll turn that on for right now, even though we don't have anything that we can charge just yet, but that'll show us a charge bar if we have something like brimstone or chocolate milk, one of those things that makes our tears charge up, you know? Getting all fired up to charge away, oh yeah. But most of the changes to the game have been in the form of new items and new trinkets, which are effectively one and the same most of the time. I'm in the camp of people who think that trinkets effectively count as items, even if they don't in the mechanical sense necessarily. They often have, or at least many of them have effects that could be transferred to a passive item and no one would bat an eye at it, you know? Okay. Almost just got myself, like, cornered against that pit there. That would have been a little awkward. So how's this run going so far? It's honestly, like, fine. Like, there's not really much to complain about. We've started with the mulligan, and that's kind of been holding it down up to this point. That, in conjunction with Guppy's head, makes this a very fly-heavy run, and then Mr. Dolly on the previous floor didn't hurt things at all either. It's just one of those runs where it's like, you know, it's what you see is what you get for the most part here. There's not a whole lot of nuance or variance to it. Sort of the biggest challenge with this challenge, I guess, is probably the fact that you start with the tick. So unless we find, like, the matchstick or mom's purse or belly button or something like that, so unless us hold more trinkets or get rid of the tick, then there's not much we can do in the way of our trinket game. We're just stuck with the tick, which the tick is not a bad trinket. It makes bosses a little more manageable if we don't have the firepower to necessarily deal with them at their maximum strength. But I think we kind of do right now. Regardless, it's a nice little bonus to have. And if we're not at full HP when we go in, then we certainly will be after the fact, I guess. Only if we're down one heart, I guess. That's how the tick kind of works. Alright, we got a speed upgrade here as well as a pill. I'll pop that in a second. There's 3 red chests here. Give me some guppy items. There's one. Alright, and oh man, I was hoping for the guppy dream right there. That would have been so good. God, I love when you say that. Talk more to me like that, Mr. Pill Guy. Oh god. I think I'm also going to use Guppy's Paw once here. Just leave 1 red heart for potential future deals with the devil. But otherwise, we'll just get a move on here. Another one of those runs that's turning out to be extraordinarily fast by the looks of things here. I think that is Feels Like I'm Walking on Sunshine, and this one is a new one, which is a speed up. That's honestly fine. I guess I should probably just use Feels Like I'm Walking on Sunshine to get it out of there for free. Might have been the best course of action, but we'll probably have more curse rooms in the future anyway. Or like a demon beggar or something that we could take advantage of in that regard. Feels Like I'm Walking on Sunshine. It's like one of those pills that I feel like I never use correctly. It's like I understand the value of it, obviously. It's like basically just like a one-time use unicorn stump. But like, I'm always like scared to use it because like if I use it in a certain situation, then I always feel like a better situation is going to present itself, and then I'm going to be like, oh man, I wish I'd saved it for this situation, you know. But oftentimes I just end up waiting so long that I don't use it at all, and that's much worse than using it in a suboptimal situation. If I could talk today, I'm having a little bit of a tough time stringing together my thoughts today for some reason. I don't know. It's the first video of the day, so that might be part of it, I suppose. Just gotta get my sea legs, and then we'll be good to go here. I'd be glad at least that the run, or that today's recording started off with a fairly easy run here, so to sort of give me a nice leg up, a bit of a booster seat, I suppose, in getting acclimated to things. Although if I'm not acclimated to things after 85 fucking episodes of this, then I don't know what to say to myself. Alright, pop Guppy's head there. Bit of a long floor this one, but that's fine, honestly. Probably could use a little bit more of these long floors just to make this, you know, sort of inflate the length of the video, for a lack of a better term. And a little cornered here, not a huge fan of that. But we're good. These rooms with like the double portals can sometimes be just so nasty, depending on how long the portals feel like sticking around. Initially, at like the outset of Afterbirth Plus's launch, I was very wary of the portals being added to the game. Now they've kind of like integrated themselves. I don't know if it's whether they're actually like, because I know they have received some patches, I'm pretty sure, because the portals were a little bit too strong the initial instantiation. But I feel like they're more like they more fit in to the game now, and I don't know if that's just me getting more used to them or what, but it feels like they're more appropriate now. I don't know. It's probably just me having played so much of Afterbirth Plus now that I've gotten used to the rooms with the portals. I've not gotten really any better at them, but I've gotten more used to them by far, so that when I do encounter them, I have a little bit of a better idea of how to handle them. And also the portals they create such chaotic rooms a lot of the time that I feel like it's forced me to play a little better sometimes as well, just because in order to dodge all that shit, you really have to like kind of enter a Matrix-like state and just focus. You gotta buckle down and focus. How? How do I focus? I don't know how you focus. You just focus, I say, as I get hit by a random attack fly. There we go. I could have also used Feels Like I'm Walking on Sunshine there if I wanted to use like Cube of Meat or something to make that go a bit faster, but that's not something that just like occurred to me at the very end there, by the way. I had thought about that earlier in the fight, and I was just like, it's probably not worth it. That version of Gertie was pretty easy, regardless. Just don't forget you have that pill, though, because I'm probably gonna, if I do forget, I'm probably just gonna fall victim to the very thing I was talking about earlier, where I just don't use it by the end of the run. And the end of the run is coming up faster than you might otherwise expect on this challenge here. Bob's Rotten Ahead is nothing to write home about, but it is a step closer to the Bob transformation, I suppose. And also we can use it on this room to make things a little faster. Not by much, but still. These guys I might want to try and get got with my Cube of Meat here a little bit, just because it's fun, you know, get a nice little variety of damage types going on. Get some melee, get some ranged. Get some magic with the flies, maybe, I don't know. The whole holy trinity of damage dealing classes. I'll probably check out that shop. 9 cents is not a huge amount for the shop, but it's probably good enough to warrant going there, especially because I could use a Spirit Heart to help secure my my position on this run. Now that we're down to just a single row of HP. Okay, I'm getting a little boxed in by the Skelebros here. And come on. There we go. Got some keys over here, which is fine, or just one key, I guess. What do we got in here? We got a damage upgrade. We got no Spirit Heart for sale, but I can bomb this guy and hopefully get a nickel or something out of it. That's pretty good. I need 1 more cent in order to be able to afford Champion Belt or Restock. Probably would want to go for Champion Belt in this case, just because Restock does not stand much of a chance to be that valuable, given that I don't have that much money, and also that the run is nearly over anyway. I only have 1 more shop after this one, so. And that shop could very well be like Greed or Super Greed, so don't want to invest in that, I don't think. It's questionable whether I'll even be given the chance to here, though. Unless I get like Pageant Boy from Monstro or something. If I don't end up getting a Champion Belt, though, it's obviously not the end of the world. We've come this far. I don't think the Depths 2 is going to be the stumbling block of the century here. Mom can be a bit of a tough fight for sure, especially just operating on base damage here. But like I mentioned before, between the Mulligan and Guppy's Head, we have significantly more attack power than it might look like if you just looked at our stats in a vacuum. I don't believe, by the way, that any of the new items added in this first booster pack have been added to the boss room or devil deal pool, so we're probably not going to see any in this upcoming section here. I believe they've mostly been added to the item room pool, the shop pool, and I believe one has been added to the angel pool. Because I know. Edmund McMillan tweeted or posted a blog or something saying that he wanted more things added to the Angel Room pools to make them more of a viable option. I don't think adding things to the Angel Room pool is necessarily the way to remedy that, I mean, it's not my game, obviously, so I don't fully know, but I think the way to remedy that is just make more variety of Angel Room, like, archetypes, so that you have a higher chance of getting the Angel Room items that already do exist, because many of them are already just on their own totally viable, honestly. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and pick up Book of Sin here, I think, because having the extra shot at consumables, especially like Spirit Hearts and stuff, I think is valuable over Guppy's Head, especially because we already have the mulligan anyway, so it's not going to be that concerning to me. I'm going to explore a little bit more just to try and get a single cent and pick up Champion Belt, because I don't think it's going to be the difference between life and death necessarily, but it'll make the mom fight later on a little easier. We have a pretty good chance of getting a penny, I think. Just a single penny anywhere, just spawning from a room. And now that we have a Book of Sin as well, our odds of getting that are probably a little higher. You know what? Do this. I'm not dealing with these guys today. No and thank you. Got Hematemesis out of that, so that could be nice if we get like a Dark Bum or some sort of thing like that. Hematemesis is often best when you have like just a single heart or full Spirit Hearts or something. Save that battery charge for maximum usage out of Book of Sin here. Just get a single penny is all we really need, I promise. I'm gonna go ahead and Yara this actually. Might seem foolhardy, but I think it's ultimately gonna be more worth it than any other thing I could fathom for Yara on this run. Obviously we're not going to the chest or anything. Just a random room with Eve's Mascara is also a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie about that. But, I'm not gonna take it either, so you can just get right out of here. Let's go ahead and check this, actually, just while we're here, because I have the Fool card anyway, so it's not too costly. And it could give us our third Guppy item, potentially. What do we got? We got a Spirit Heart. I mean, we got a little bit of value out of that. Could use either of these to get out of here. The Fool. I suppose the optimal play there would have really been to like use Feels Like Walking on Sunshine, then pick up the Fool card and walk out, so you'd have both. But that's like min-maxing to a ridiculous degree, I think, and it's not necessary on this run. You may have also said, when I saw Eve's Mascara in that one room, like, oh, come on, why don't you just take it? You've taken Eve's Mascara before. What could possibly go wrong? And it's like, well, have you seen the runs where I've taken Eve's Mascara before? I thought on many an occasion that Eve's Mascara was the correct play. Because, like, oh yeah, I already have good tiers and shot speed and stuff. I can afford to take the hit and take Eve's Mascara. No. You really can't. You do not know what you unleash with Eve's Mascara unless you have just an astronomically good run. Like at this point, I do not have near enough benefits on my side in order to justify taking Eve's Mascara. I'm also not in a dire enough position to like warrant even trying to make some sort of play with that. Like pick up Eve's Mascara just because it's a damage upgrade and that's what I need right now or something. Especially not when Champion's Belt was clearly on the table there. By the way, Bloody Crown is effectively meaningless for us, not only because we're not going to be able to go to the womb floor here, but because we have the tick anyway, so neither here nor there. Even if we've got like the shovel or something, we wouldn't be able to get any value out of that. But that's alright. I mean, that actually begs an interesting question. If we had been able to pick a Bloody Crown there, and then we had somehow managed to finagle our way down to the womb, via like an Awaz rune or the shovel or whatever, would treasure rooms have spawned? Because on this challenge, there is a... Yeah, I think you take Satanic Bible, actually. I think it's ultimately going to be more valuable for us in the long run here than Book of Sin. Although the long run only... How much does the long run really count for when this is the final floor? But like I was saying, would it actually spawn treasure rooms? Because on this challenge, treasure rooms are like designed not to spawn. That is a very interesting sort of conundrum that I'd never really considered. I feel like the trinket would supersede the challenge rules, because like on the womb floors, treasure rooms never spawn anyway. So would there necessarily even need to be like a line of code saying don't spawn rooms, like treasure rooms on this floor? Unless like the code that's designed is designed in such a way that it's like, oh, just never spawn any treasure rooms ever, which I guess would be a better way to implement that. I don't know. I'm in way over my head right now, I think. This is actually one of the changes. It's a very subtle one that you might see, is that the dice rooms apparently now have like a little bit of a tell as to what they actually do. You can see this is a 5 room here, and engraved into the 5 is a little picture of the Forget Me Now, and that's, I guess, to give you an idea that that'll reroll your floor as if you were to use a Forget Me Now. So that's a pretty cool thing. It's not super necessary for me at this point, just because I already have memorized everything that each of the dice room does. I think, anyway. I'm pretty sure. But it is good for just reminding yourself if you ever forget. Like, the difference between the 2 and the 3 room is often a bit nebulous in my mind. And also for people just getting into the game who have no idea what the dice rooms are, what they're getting into when they walk into the middle of that room. That'll give them a little bit of a clue without just outright saying, hey, idiot, you're about to re-roll your floor. Watch out. Like, that symbol will mean nothing to them if they haven't even unlocked the Forget Me Now. Well, here we go. We got Mom's purse here, if we can afford it. We're not likely to be able to, but there it is. I'm gonna fight this room over here to get a charge on Satanic Bible. Then I'll go and buy that battery charge. Get myself in as nice and cozy of a position before the mom fight here as I can. Grab that and use it up. The mom fight is probably just a room or 2 away now. Yeah, there it is. Try and take out this guy before you take out Larry Jr. there. Because if we take out Larry Jr. last, we should get a spirit heart out of it as well. I think, because he's blue, so. He's blue, and if he's green, he would die. Except not really, because there is actually a green version of Larry Jr. who doesn't die. I mean, he does if we kill him, but he doesn't just die from being green. That would be patently ridiculous. A champion who just immolates himself? That'd be kind of hilarious, actually. Someone make a mod, self-immolating champions? Just like you see like this crazy-ass champion is like, oh man, what am I gonna have to do to kill that guy? But then you just find out that he's just taking damage on his own. It's like, oh no, you found my one weakness. Nothing. We got Tech Point 5 has appeared in the basement. That's an amazing item, actually. And that is another challenge off of our list. We still have challenge 11 to unlock there, but the next one will be Family Man, and I think the actual reward for Family Man is what unlocks challenge 11, if I remember right. So we'll probably do challenge 19 and then 11 and then 20, which will be episode 100 if my math is correct, and I don't like fail either of these other challenges, but that remains to be seen. For now, I think that's going to be it, so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and or comment down below. It really helps out the channel and the video and keeps me motivated to make more of these. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more of these. I post a single Isaac video every day at noon Mountain Time. So, yeah, join me tomorrow for the next one. We'll see what we get up to then. That's going to be it for today, though, so thank you everyone so much for watching. This is ArgonMatrix, signing out. Thank you and good night.